And this beggar told a stranger who he really was. She could not believe it. Being a beggar is difficult, and not just in terms of money. They have to get humiliated by people almost every day for begging. But do you really think they chose that life for them? Of course, they didn't. Who would choose to become a beggar? Vedita once saw a beggar that looked different. He had a certain spark. So, she decided to talk to him, and that's when she realized she was right. He was different. She was amazed to see the beggar's original identity. When the beggar met Vedita for the first time, he had a feeling that sharing his story with her would give him a better life. Time flew by as they kept talking. They didn't even realize when they became friends. It all started with a formal interaction of sympathy that Vedita showed towards the beggar. She was very kind to everyone. She loved connecting with people, and she was also a great listener. When she saw this beggar on the road, it made her doubt something. She often crossed paths with him but never stopped by to talk to him. One fine day, she decided to talk to him. She got to know that the man had a beautiful name. No one knew him there, but his name was Raymond. She saw him fidgeting with papers piled up together. She asked him what was in the papers. What she saw left her in awe. Raymond showed Vedita his collection. He loved to write. He started writing something when he became a beggar. He wanted to publish it, but he didn't have the money, nor did he know anyone who could help him. And when he had money, he did not have time to write anything. When Vedita learnt about this, she started reading his poetry. She was amused to see such an art. The words that he had written touched her heart. She asked him about his past. Raymond told her that he was born in Russia. He came to Europe for some work. He started as a gardener, and eventually went on to work in a library. He lost his job after a while, and that is how he ended up on the streets. He has been living that dull life since then. He was separated from his family and didn't even know where they were. It's been 20 years since he has been living like this. Vedita stood up after listening to this and told him that she would visit the next day. She thought of ways to help him. She loved his poetry. After reading the drafts that Raymond had given her, she knew she had to do something for him. His poetry was art, and it deserved to be appreciated. She thought of how can she convey this story to the world. Then, she came up with an idea. She found out that social media was very trending at that time. She thought that maybe she can tell people about this talented beggar through social media. The next day she went to Raymond and told him about the idea. Raymond agreed with it. Vedita clicked his photo and took pictures of his written work. She made an account with his name on Facebook. She posted his story as well. Then, she started posting his work one by one. She promised Raymond that she would help him out. People started to read his posts, and they started recognizing him now. Vedita never failed to upload his work. She did it every day, and then she used to tell Raymond what people thought about his work. People loved his work. They even started visiting him now. Raymond was stunned to see this. A few days back, he was just a beggar. No one knew him. But now, the tables had turned. There was a man who wanted to meet Raymond for so long. He was trying his best to reach out to him. He spoke to Vedita when he got to know that his account was handled by her. Vedita learned that the anonymous man was no other than Raymond's brother. She arranged a meeting for them immediately. When Raymond saw him, tears rolled down his cheeks. His brother, Rex, couldn't recognize him. Raymond was in a bad condition. Rex felt very bad for him and told him to come home. Raymond couldn't believe that he had found his family. He gave all those credits to Vedita. He was glad that he met her. Their journey was not yet over. Vedita was still handling his account. Raymond's work was getting recognition. He was reunited with his family. He was finally living the life of his dreams. He also found a friend who was ready to do anything for him. Raymond was nearly Vedita's father's age. She knew that with a little help, he can accomplish great things. She helped Raymond publish his book when he turned 70. After so many years of trying, Raymond had finally reached a position where people knew he existed. People identified him from his Facebook page. His talent was all across the world. They were even excited to read his first book. He accomplished his dream at the age of 70. Dreams don't have an age limit, and Raymond proved that. Even though he passed away in 2019, his poetry will keep him alive forever.